So I'm hoping that this works. Once again, I have played and played and played with the setup, and I hope that it works and looks okay. I have, like I said, I've tried, and it just, it's not my forte. Live streaming isn't my forte. But having said all that, if you are new to the channel, if you're new to Wyld Outdoors, my name's Sean, and the lady sitting beside me here is my beautiful wife, Sarah. And I just wanted to introduce myself because I know there's a lot of people that could possibly be tuning in to us tonight to learn about Wyld Camp that may have never watched the channel. And if you haven't, we welcome you in here, and we appreciate you guys coming to hang out. And we're going to talk about Wyld Camp tonight. We're going to try to answer any questions you guys have, and we're going to give you a bunch of information tonight. So if you already have tickets to Wyld Camp, leave it in the comments below. Let us know you got tickets, and we'll try to shout you out real quick. Let's see what the
Oh, you want to comment?
yeah, if you'll, I'm gonna take over these comments real quick. So looks like we got Bodier, I see you on here. Diesel Outdoor Excursions, Chris Schultz is on here. Justin Morton is on here. Greg the Navigator is on here. Mr. Paul Koval, I see you. Let's see, Randy Beeson, I see you. Ed Chaos, hey buddy, good to see you on here. Treeline, I see you on here. Ray Parsons, appreciate you guys all joining us tonight. If you are inclined to, click that, excuse me, if you're inclined to, click that link down there and share this out to some friends while we're chatting here. Maybe you'll get some people to buy tickets for us. So Carl, I see you on here. Craig Schumann. Sarah, how do you set this thing up like this? Like I said, I don't know this stuff. Sarah is more adept to that stuff than I am. So can you see that?
Oh, I got my phone. I'll have to
Okay.
hit it too.
All right, so let's see some of the comments real quick. Good evening to everybody, by the way. Craig Schumann said, already got mine, plus my son-in-law and grandson, so that's awesome. You guys let me know how the audio sounds, because like I said, I tried to figure it out, and I don't know if it worked out or not. So also, if you're listening with earbuds, I clicked the mono button on there. It should work out of both sides. If it doesn't, I tried. That's all I can say. I tried. So you guys let me know how it sounds. Michael Leese, I see you on here. Good to see you. Hike with Mike is on here. That's awesome.
Mm-hmm.
Appreciate you. So yeah, we wanted to talk about Treeline said sound is great. Awesome. That's the thing I was worried about. Like I said, this is not my forte, and I really worked today to try to get the audio to sound okay. So, oh, I see Miss Deborah. Hey, Miss Deborah. So, tonight we're going to talk about Wyld Camp, like I said, Wyld Camp 2025. So, it's kind of crazy to think about. This is our third year.
Mm-hmm.
But like I said earlier, if this is your first time watching this video, if you don't know anything about Wyld Camp, I'm going to go ahead and explain it to you. For those of you who know about Wyld Camp, this is just going to be stuff that you already know. So, in 2023, Sarah and I decided to put together Wyld Camp. And I'll be honest with you, Wyld Camp started out just as a subscriber camp out. That's all it was going to be. And I think it really, even the first year, it kind of bloomed to a little more than we thought it was going to be. Many of you know the story. We bought a site that would hold 50, thinking that that would be more than enough. And we had people on a waiting list the first year. And the goal was to just, like I said, have a subscriber camp out. get some of the subscribers together and just enjoy a weekend. But as we saw it building, we knew that we had to do something a little better and a little more. So we got together with some good buddies from our Florida Bushcraft buddies and some of our HangCon buddies, and got together and put together a few classes. And I thought, well, we'll put together a few classes and people will enjoy that and get something out of it instead of just coming to camp and hang out. And people loved it. And so we had a pretty good raffle that first year. We just reached out, for it being a first time event, we reached out to a few companies, and I can't remember how, I think we had like 9 the first year.
Something like that. It's neat to look at the banners from the
the banners from the years are really cool to see all of our sponsors. But that first year, they didn't know us. They didn't know what we were all about or what we were doing. And these sponsors, you know, really responded to us, and the raffle went really good. And then year 2 rolled around, and we thought, well, we need a bigger space. And that's when we went to Doe Lake Campground. And it really grew when we got to Doe Lake. And such a beautiful spot. So, like I said, you guys that have already been there, you already know. But it's a beautiful location, and it just really fit what we wanted. It holds more people. And so last year we thought, well, this is about as big as we want it. We don't really want to grow any bigger. And then this year, it seemed like we were going to have a little bit more excitement, a little more people interest is the word I was looking for. I'm struggling today with words, guys. English is not easy today. But we thought there would be more interest. So this year we opened up a few more tickets, and I think this year, for what we have ticket wise, I think we're maxed out. I don't think we'll open any more tickets this year. So if you want tickets to Wyld Camp, get them before they run out, because this year we will not be opening up extra tickets. We just won't have the room for it, right? I think that's
and we don't want everybody to be right on top of each other.
Well, that too. We want it to continue to be a group or a family type setting. We don't want it to click up with little clicks here and there. We want everybody to come together and just really, be together and meet new people and make new friends and stuff. And so if you want your tickets to Wyld Camp this year, you better get them before they sell out, because we're not going to be putting any new tickets out there. What's available is what's going to be available. So I think that covers pretty much what Wyld Camp is. Wyld Camp, we get together, and I don't think I even talked about what Wyld Camp is. I talked about how it started. So what Wyld Camp really is it's a group camp out that we put together, and what it has become is a group camp out where we bring together people who are seasoned, experienced campers all the way to beginners. And the idea was to get these, groups of people together and share knowledge, make people who are maybe not as adept at camping, not as experienced at it, maybe be able to get them involved in some of the classes, learn some new skills. And the people who are experienced campers can really kind of help them and sort of mentor them a little bit in camp. And I want to say all 3 years, or no, the last year and the year before, we've had first-time campers at the event, people that were the very first time camping. And I've seen people help them get set up, and maybe they didn't even know how to set up their hammock or their tent, and just people come together and teach them and learn and stuff like that. So it's been awesome. But I've run my mouth a little bit. Let's see what we got for comments on here. Oh, I see working on both earbuds. That is fantastic news. So Florida Scout said, greetings from North Florida. Well, greetings, neighbor. We're in North Florida as well. Let's see. Michael Lease. I sure hope I'm pronouncing your last name correctly. He said, yep, I got my brand new leg today. Oh, well, congratulations. Hopefully this leg gets me out of this wheelchair so I can backpack again. Well, good luck, man. I hope that works for you. And congratulations on that. Just keep working, keep pushing, and don't take no for an answer. So, Miss Deborah said the first year was magnificent. I agree. The first year was, it was really more than I kind of expected it to be the first year. Like I said, we put a lot of work into it. We really put a lot of work into it to make it a good event. But
somebody just ordered tickets.
Oh, awesome. Even at that, even at putting all that work into that first event, you don't really know how it's really going to go.
I don't think if it had gone so well and people they were asking us then if we were going to do it next year.
Right.
And then I guess we'll
keep
doing it.
Yeah, that was I actually had somebody today ask me if we're going to start doing multiples every year. Like,
nope.
No. I think that answers the question. But no, we just don't have it in us at this point. Maybe if one day Wyld Camp becomes a business to where
if you make me a paid employee, then we can do that.
You guys hear that? If we get Sarah paid, we might be able to have multiple Wyld Camps. So
exactly.
Let's see what we can do about that. But we I was very excited about that first Wyld Camp, and like Sarah said, we had people before it was over asking us, man, are you guys going to do this again next year? And last year, same thing. At the end of Wyld Camp last year, I had people, man, please do this again next year. We really want you to do this again next year. And, that kind of stuff really makes it worth it to do it, to know that you guys really are enjoying this. So, because like I said, it takes a lot of work. Miss Deborah said we got our t-shirts. So that's a good segue. T-shirts. So we actually designed a t-shirt for Wyld Camp this year. And the t-shirt came out pretty awesome, I think. And we have a crowdmade.com store. So if you look up crowdmade.com/Rewild Outdoors, it will bring you to our Rewild Outdoors store. And then you can go on there, and if it's not the first, it's kind of funny. So I can set the order on the CrowdMade store and get it just how I want it, and then the next time I turn around, I'll go look on there, and it's already reordered itself. So it's if it's not the first thing you click on when you get to our crowdmade.com store, just scroll down until you find that t-shirt. The t-shirt turned out awesome. And Miss Deborah, if you will leave in the comments how they turned out, because I haven't seen one in person yet, so I hope they did turn out great. But I think the design turned out really cool. We actually have another t-shirt that I designed, and I didn't actually make it. It's the Bring Your Own Lettuce t-shirt. And if you know, you know. But you guys leave it in the comments if you want. If you really want a Bring Your Own Lettuce t-shirt, I can put those on the store too. But I don't know. It's kind of a funny inside joke. But yeah, so if you guys want one of those, just drop it down there and we'll see if we can get it on the store. So Grant Jordan said, I like Sarah's shirt. I need one of those. You selling them by any chance? Not that one. What does this shirt say? This is it's my campfire shirt. We can make one.
That's what I said.
Sarah's ahead of me. We can make one, so let's see. Miss Deborah said Doe Lake shrank real quick. It didn't take long once we started getting some people rolling in there. There was a lot of people, so that's the other thing. We just don't want to pack it so tight that it's just uncomfortable. We want everybody to have plenty of room. So let's see. I see Dagger Man in the house. Good to see you.
Did you say hi to Bo Deer?
I think I said hi to Bo Deer. If I didn't say hi to Bo Deer, hi Bo Deer. Bo Deer is going to be teaching a Tarps class again this year, and everybody enjoyed that last year, and so he's going to be teaching that again this year. And we really appreciate him. Bo Deer is one of those that's I guess is a heritage instructor. He's been there from the start, so we appreciate him. Bo Deer said it's definitely a family atmosphere, and spontaneous pop-up classes too. So that is the nice thing about it. You're sitting around the campfire and you want to learn something, ask somebody. If there's not somebody teaching it, somebody can probably teach you. And that's just, that's one of the nice things about it is if you want to learn something, there's somebody there that can help you out. So don't hesitate to ask people, meet some people, get out there, meet somebody you don't know. And you never know, you might strike up a friendship, can't talk. Might strike up a friendship and go camping with them, or who knows what you'll end up doing. So, Jason Giles, I see you. Craig Schumann said, just bought a ticket for one of my sons. Awesome.
Yeah, that was
Thank you so much. Chris said, Sarah, you were quick with that answer. That's no joke. She was definite that there was not going to be multiples. Oh, look at Sarah. Awesome. With the link in the comments for the t-shirts. So go check that out. Matt Barwick said, Wild Camp is a special event. The event takes on the passion for the outdoors of the hosts and truly a family friendly. I appreciate that. And I agree with that. It encompasses everything, or we try to make it encompass everything that the channel is about. We have classes that are camping classes. This is not a strictly bushcraft type event. There are people that think, oh, this is a bushcraft event, but it's really not necessarily a bushcraft event. We do have some bushcrafty things going on there, maybe some bushcraft classes, but we have other classes going on there too. We'll get into the instructors and classes here in a minute, but we try to make the classes cover what the channel is about. And so, hopefully that's what we're doing. So, let's see. Miss Deborah said, I hope you already booked Doe Lake for 2026. Not yet. It's not an inexpensive thing, and we're not super rich. So what the proceeds from Wild Camp go right back into Wild Camp. So as soon as we get the proceeds from Wild Camp, it rolls back into booking the event for next year.
But you can't even, the booking is only out a calendar year from when you're at. So we couldn't even get the same dates yet for next year.
So that's what happened last year. The reason that we couldn't get Wild Camp the same weekend is the next day, the very next day, after Wild Camp last year, we went to rebook it, and it was already booked up through the year. There was only 2 weekends available, Halloween and Thanksgiving.
Yep.
And so that's the reason that we had to book it the way we did. Now, if things work out this year and we're able to, we may push it a little further into the year, but it's such a delicate balance there, because we want to make sure that we're not interfering with Thanksgiving, but we also want to make sure we're not interfering with Christmas. Man, Christmas. So it's kind of a catch-22 there. But then if we do it too early, we did it in September.
It's too hot.
And it was too hot.
And you might get a hurricane.
So right, and you might get a hurricane. And knock on wood, we don't end up with something this year. So fingers crossed things work out and that's not something we have to worry about this year. But I thought about pushing it to the spring. And if we push it to the spring, though, we would either have to double up and do Wild Camp 2025 now and then Wild Camp 2026 immediately in the spring, February, March, something like that. Look at me. Or we'd end up having to skip a whole year. And so I don't want to skip a whole year. So I don't know. We'll toss that idea around and see what we come up with. But if it looks like spring might be better for us, we can talk about that. But I don't know if we're there yet to try to pull that off yet. But we'll see what we come up with there. Matt Barwick said the shirts are nice. We grabbed 2 of them. Awesome. Hype Mike said the shirts look awesome. Thanks, buddy. I appreciate that. Chris Schultz said, I know it is. It's an amazing thing that y'all do. Ed and I are excited to be able to make it this year, and it happens to be my birthday weekend. Well, that's awesome. So we'll have to make a bushcraft cake for Chris. Maybe it'll be a mud pie or something, but you'll enjoy it anyway. We'll put a candle in it for you. But no, that's awesome. You'll be able to celebrate your birthday with us. Let's see. Ray, Miss Deborah said Ray and I have rewild shirts for each day. That's awesome. That might be I actually have to buy a few more shirts. But yeah, that might be more shirts than I have. So, and Miss Deborah said we love them. The quality is nice. The design is beautiful. And the material is nice and breathable, lightweight. Very, very good. That's what I was hoping for. So it's always kind of a toss-up when you make those designs and you put it out there, because when we had Teespring before, those shirts looked great for the first wash, and then after the first wash, they fell apart. So it's always kind of scary a little bit when you put something together like that and then you sell it to people, because I don't want to make people unhappy. I want them to be able to enjoy what they get. And so I just want them to look nice and stuff like that. And it's always a little nerve-wracking until you know for sure that they came out good. Diesel Outdoor Excursion said, is there going to be Halloween activities for kids on Friday? Absolutely. So what we've decided to do is we're going to do a trick-or-treating for the kids, and if they want to bring their Halloween costumes, they'll put their Halloween costumes on. And what we're going to ask is for people who want to participate, people who want to give out candy, to put some sort of lights on your campsite. That way the kids will know, kind of like when you're trick-or-treating in the neighborhood, if the lights are on, you can go there. So put some sort of lights up so the kids will know that your site is good to go and you don't mind them coming over there. But we're going to do the trick-or-treating for the kids. And then we haven't decided 100% yet, but we talked about doing a movie in the hall for the kids. And if we do that, we'll need some volunteers to kind of hang out with the kids in the hall and make sure they don't, destroy the place or burn it down or something like that. But I think that'll be kind of fun for the kids. I'm working on something for the adults, and I still haven't gotten an answer back for that yet. So you guys be on the lookout for that. As soon as I find out for sure if it's a go, it's going to be pretty fun. So you guys will just have to be on the lookout for that. I'll keep you posted as soon as I know something. But we are like Friday night for Halloween. We're going to do a little decorating, but we're not gonna go all full blown, wild camp Halloween. But if you want to decorate your campsites, that would be awesome to see you guys decorate your campsites, and we'll have some little stuff, but we don't want it to be,
it's not a Halloween themed weekend.
It's not a Halloween themed weekend. That's what I'm trying to get out of my face.
I want to see some Sean costumes.
Yes, that would be awesome. Everybody bring your Sean costumes and make coffee. That would be cool. Maybe we could do one of those cardboard cutouts of me and just take my head off and people could come behind me with their coffee. That might be kind of cool. That might be too much work too, though. Let's see. Got oh, David Stewart here. I see you, buddy. What's where Ed Chaos?
Down.
Oh yeah, Ed Chaos said you can fish there, correct? Absolutely, you can. And there's bass in the lake. There are gators in the lake, so you have to be careful. Like any body of water in Florida, you have to be careful around the edge. If you get your leg bit off by an alligator, that's on you. Just be careful. But yeah, there are bass in the lake. There's brim in the lake, and it's actually a beautiful lake to paddle. So if you guys want to bring your kayaks and canoes, by all means, bring your kayaks and canoes out there, paddle around, do some fishing. We have a lot of classes that are set up, and we tried our best to not double up classes. Now, I've got one double class where I've got the kids class at the same time as Tampa Jimmy's doing a knot tying class. But I figured that was okay. There will be, more adults wanting to do the knot tying, and I'll have the kids all, teaching them how to get lost in the woods and or get found in the woods. We haven't decided yet, but anyway, we're
it depends on the quality.
Yeah, it depends on the quality of the kids. No, that's the only class that I've doubled up on, but that doesn't mean you have to go to every class. We would love for you to go to every class and support all the instructors, because all of our instructors, guys, are volunteers. None of the instructors are paid, and they, just out of the goodness of their heart, they are volunteering their time and knowledge. And I mean, very willingly too. It's not, we didn't have to wrench any arms or anything this year. It was really easy to get people to jump on board and say, yeah, I'd love to teach a class. So we've got several that are back for year number 3, and we've got some new folks that are going to be teaching some classes. But I also know that not every class is for everyone, and you also might want to do some other things while you're there, like paddling, like fishing. So if you don't get a chance to go to every class, we do understand that you're going to want to go out there and enjoy yourself while you're there as well. So just do your best, and we just want you to enjoy yourself. And if you see a class that you're interested in, by all means, go to that class, be attentive, and listen, because there's going to be a lot of good knowledge passed around. So you're not going to want to miss that stuff. Let's see. Scroll down. David Stewart said, I really wish I could make it this year, but my new work schedule has me working through Saturday night. Have you thought about quitting? Just a thought. There's other jobs out there. Jobs that don't take you away from Wild Camp. You got to get your priorities straight. But do what you got to do, man. I mean, I'm really disappointed, but do what you got to do. But you want to just cancel it? And cancel the whole event. If David can't come, Just shut the whole thing down. Sometimes you can't count on people. Ed Chaos. Squirrel. Ed Chaos, $2. I appreciate it, buddy. Ed's always right there with I don't even know, is that a super chat? I think that's what it is. So. Ed's always there for us with the super chat, so we do have the super chats.
He's the only one that's done it.
I think Ed might be the only one that's ever done a super chat for us, so we really appreciate you, buddy.
Very consistent.
Yeah, Ed is very consistent. We appreciate you. Matt Barwick said, our entire crew has been planning costumes for the past 3 weeks. My granddaughter is psyched. That is awesome. I'm looking forward to that. That's going to be fun to see everybody's stuff. We could do bushcraft costumes out there, but don't pick the moss up off the ground. That's how you get red bugs.
No poison ivy.
No poison ivy either. Don't make like wreaths for your head with poison ivy. That would be a terrible thing. So Justin said, me and Paula are dressing up. That's awesome. Are we gonna dress up?
I don't know.
I haven't even put any thought into it. I don't know.
Either.
I
might just wear Halloween related
accoutrements.
Yeah.
It's an idea. I don't know. I might what would be a good Halloween costume for me?
Oh goodness. Bigfoot.
I'm so short and little. I'd have to be Littlefoot. TD Knives and Adventures. Good evening. Good to see you on here. I appreciate you. And Chris Schultz says, don't forget the bongos. That's an inside joke too from HangCon. I'm gonna just leave that there. But if you come to HangCon this year, or in January, if you go to HangCon, you'll probably learn why the bongos for Sean thing is a thing. So, Greg says Sean can be a pot pie. All right, Miss Linda. Craig Schumann said, "Here, lizard." Yeah, that you can call them lizards up there too. I know how to do it.
I have that reference.
I have called, huh?
I don't get that reference.
The lizards? Oh. I was talking about the alligators earlier.
Oh.
They're big lizards.
Okay.
Let's see. Bodier said, I'm thinking red long johns, boots, and an old hat. That sounds about like what you would wear, Bodier. Jason Giles says, how much are the tickets? So, the tickets are for general admission to camp are $30, right?
Yeah.
And we do have some day passes if you cannot camp. We do have some day passes, but if you go to the link, actually, we may have a QR code that you can click on, and if you follow the link to the QR code, it will take you to the Eventbrite, and you can see all the costs and the tickets and all that stuff. So click that link or scan that QR code, and I'm sure Sarah can probably put you a link to Wyld Camp in the chats as well. But yeah, scan that QR code and get you some tickets. So like I said, I think the general admission tickets are $30. The kids tickets, I think it's
I think 15 for.
Is it 13 to 17
yeah.
or 13 to 17 is I believe $15 a ticket, and then under 12 is free. Yeah. So if you guys have some smaller kids that you want to bring with you, by all means, bring them out there. As long as they're good, they can run around. If not, we've got duct tape. So, no, all the kids have been great. Last year we had such a good time. So I teach a class. I've kind of called it the Lost and Found class, and it's my kids' class. It's trying to teach kids what to do if they get lost in the woods and how to get found. And last year, we must have had 15 kids take that class last year, and we had a blast with that class. Those kids, and I gave those kids whistles, and I think I only had to get on one or two kids a couple of times for blowing the whistle without it being an emergency. I believe I only had to talk to them once or twice, and it was only like one or two kids. And I was very surprised that those kids were as good as they were with those whistles. And I was also surprised the parents didn't want to choke me for giving their kids whistles. But yeah, that, the kids, when they come out there, we want to give them something to do and teach them a little something too. And so have them come out there and take the class. Now, what I'll say is, when you get your tickets, you have to put on your tickets that you're bringing the kids and what kids you're bringing, because we need to know. You have
to get them tickets.
You have to get them tickets. The tickets are free for 12 and under, but you still have to get them a ticket so we know, because it counts against our number that we can have at the event. Mm-hmm. And so even though they're free, they have to have a ticket so we know they're there. And it's a liability thing too. We just need to be able to account for everybody that's on site. So that's one thing that we want to make sure everybody knows, that when you come, if you want to bring a kid with you, make sure they have a ticket. Even if it's a free ticket, they need to have a ticket. Now, speaking of tickets, we will not be selling any tickets on site. There's no on-site purchase of tickets. So all the tickets for the event will have to go through Eventbrite. It's easier for us to account for all of that. And out there, there's not a lot of cell reception, so it's kind of hard to do anything with Venmo or Cash App or anything out there. So if you think you might want to buy something when you're out there, if somebody has something for sale, you need to bring some cash with you too, because the Cash App, Venmo, all that stuff is kind of, it's just really hard to deal with. We will have I think you're doing it again, right? The little community store?
I haven't decided that
Okay,
yet. So, we have some merch and stuff from last year.
We'll have some merch available too there. But, so if you want any of that stuff, make sure you bring some cash with you. But, the tickets, you can only get them through the Eventbrite. We won't have any for sale on site. I don't want you showing up with somebody unexpected and then not being able to get a ticket for them. So just make sure you have a ticket for everybody you're bringing with you.
And part of it is count for food too.
Yeah, because Saturday night, if you don't know, Saturday night we do a provided dinner. So the rest of the weekend you fend for yourself with food, but Saturday night we provide a dinner. We're doing a taco bar again this year with more lettuce.
Maybe we should do just lettuce.
We'll provide the lettuce. You guys provide the tacos and meat. But no, we'll do the taco bar again this year. But having said that, we need to know how many people are going to be eating. So that's why we need to have the count of everyone that's going to be there, because if you're there for the whole weekend and you're going to be there for Saturday night's dinner, we need to make sure we have enough food for you. So last year, the only food we ran short on was the lettuce. So we'll make sure that we have more lettuce this year. But yeah, it's a big undertaking to do that dinner. So just make sure that you have a ticket so we know how many people we need to feed. So I've been running my mouth on here, and I haven't covered a whole lot of the stuff I wanted to cover. Do we have any more comments on here?
Yeah. Miss Deborah said that Bodier was wearing that outfit last week.
Was he? That doesn't surprise me. Matt Barwick said Sean should go as Daniel Boone.
That's good.
That'd be kind of cool. Or Bear Claw. Bear Claw Grislap
from Jeremiah Johnson.
From Jeremiah Johnson. I could do that.
You could do that.
That would be kind of cool. Justin Morton said a gnome. Actually, that's actually pretty good. I might be a gnome, Justin. That's funny. I might do that. You know how easy that would be too?
Oh God.
I might be a gnome.
Could be a bushcraft.
I'm already barefoot all the time. I'm gonna be a gnome. Good job. Good job. Okay.
You know you're gonna be dressed up as a gnome in the house now.
Yeah.
Trying that out before.
That's right. I'll be running around the house in my gnome costume. Let's see. Ed Chaos said Michael Myers, aka Halloween. Miss Deborah said she has a Santa suit I could borrow. I could fill out a Santa suit too. Miss Deborah said the kids were very good the last 2 years. Yes. And BYOL, bring your own lettuce, Chris. I hear you. So I guess let's go ahead and talk about instructors this year. And we are blessed. So like I said, we have a lot of classes this year. And the classes will start at 1 p.m. on Friday. And we'll pretty much have classes throughout the day on Friday. And I think the last class is going to end about 6. I think we've got a class from 5 to 6. So that'll be a later class. But then we'll have classes all day on Saturday. So we have Mr. Scott Baldwin from Choir Boys Cutlery Outdoors. He's known as Scab throughout the internet. Scott's going to be teaching a class to help you pick the proper knife. So Scott does knife reviews. He's typically a knife channel. And so he's going to be doing a class to teach you how to pick the proper knife for you. And then Mr. Blackie Thomas is coming back again this year. And we're very thankful to have Blackie. Blackie, we didn't think he was going to make it last year because the poor fellow had a stroke not long before the event. And he recovered pretty quick and still made it to the event. And we really appreciate him. This year he's going to be doing a foraging class for fishing. And I don't really know exactly what that's going to entail, but I can tell you, if Blackie's teaching it, you probably want to go to that class. There's going to be some good information there. My buddy Tampa Jimmy Walker is teaching a knot tying class. That's a class that we had a lot of people ask for. And Jimmy's going to be teaching a few knots that you will actually use. It's not going to be all these big fancy name, knots that you're never ever going to use. He's going to be teaching you knots that you will actually use when you're camping, and that's awesome. So we appreciate Tampa Jimmy for that. Then we have that 5 o'clock class that I was talking about, the 5 to 6 class. Mr. Jim Woodson is going to be teaching a radios class. Now, he's not going to be teaching a class where you're going to be able to get certified for ham radio. But what Jim's going to be teaching is similar to what Scott is doing with knives. Jim's going to be doing that with radios. He's going to go over the different types of radios, what those types of radios are good for, and then he can kind of help you decide, like for yourself, what type of radio is going to be best for you. And he is very, very knowledgeable on the radios. He teaches the ham radio classes and stuff like that. So if you have any questions about that sort of stuff, he's the guy to see. And so he's going to be teaching the last class on Friday from 5 to 6. And you guys are not going to want to miss that. So I'd appreciate that if you guys filled up his class, because he's a little worried that he's not going to have anybody at the class because it's from 5 to 6 and people are going to want to be eating dinner. So you guys go to the class, you're not going to want to miss it anyway. And you can eat after 6. So not a big deal. We're camping. There's no real rules when you're camping. You can eat breakfast for dinner. You can, I won't say anything about alcohol, but it's camping. But anyway, like I said earlier, Bodier is going to be teaching his tarps class again, and you're going to love that. If you have ever wanted to tarp camp, which is something that a lot of people don't do here in Florida because they're afraid of the bugs and snakes and stuff, it's not as bad as you think. But Bodier is going to teach you a lot of different configurations for your tarp, and different tarp sizes and ways to use them and stuff like that. So that's something you're going to want to look out for. That's a good class. Bodier is doing good with that class. Then we got Kyle Keene. Kyle is another one that was requested to come back. Kyle is teaching the bass fishing class. So last year he did a kayak bass fishing class, and this year he wanted to round the class out a little bit and not focus so much on the kayak part of it. And so he's going to be teaching a general bass fishing class. So if that's something you guys are interested in, that bass fishing class, Kyle is super knowledgeable. I think, if I'm not mistaken, he was the 2023 Bass Nation's Kayak Angler of the Year, if I'm not mistaken. So he's definitely knowledgeable, and he does a great job. I was blown away last year at how comfortable Kyle was up there just talking and teaching in front of everybody. That's the first time I've ever seen Kyle teach, and he nailed it. So you're not going to want to miss that. Let's see, Daniel Tucker. Hey buddy, how you doing? Let's see, Matt Barwick said Sean could be Nomeo, or Romeo. Nomeo. I don't know. That's something I haven't.
It's a movie.
Oh, okay. I haven't seen that. So, and then Justin said, look forward to the radio class. That's a great class. That's going to be a good class for you if you're kind of on the edge of trying to decide if you want to do ham radio or if GMRS radio is going to be better for you. Jim's going to do a good job teaching you that stuff. So,
what time are we opening the gates on Friday or on Saturday? 8?
Saturday. The gates will be back open Saturday at 8 a.m. So.
And they close the night before. What are we doing? 11?
I think maybe 11. It might have been. Yeah, well, let's just say 11.
Because that's the camp rules.
Yeah, well, if that's the camp rules at 11, then we'll have to close the gate at 11. Mm-hmm. That's the only thing about having this campsite is, they have rules and we kind of have to abide by them. So
that's same thing with the dog rule is you can bring dogs, but they can't be in the hall.
Yeah, you can't have dogs. You can't have dogs in the hall or in the bathrooms. That's not our rule. Mm-hmm. That's the campground rules, and there's nothing we can do about it. And if we want to continue to be able to use that space, we got to follow the rules. So I see Morris McCann Backwoods. Evening. Good to see you. Thanks for jumping in the live stream here and chatting with us. You guys hit that like button for me, too, when you get a chance, because that's going to help push this video out a little more. So, next up, Mr. Sean Fitzgibbons is going to be teaching you a couple of classes. So, Sean offered to teach you a couple of different classes. He's going to be doing the water pathogens class, essentially how to treat your water and what pathogens you're going to try to eliminate in your water. This is a class that I used to try to teach, but I can guarantee you Sean's going to do a better job. That Sean is going to do a better job than this Sean at teaching you that. He is a great instructor, and last year he's another one that I stood and watched his class last year and was just blown away at how comfortable and smooth his class went, and he knew it. It was so good. So you're gonna really get something out of that one. And then another one that's really close to Sean's heart, he's doing a tick class, and the tick diseases and how to recognize, if you have, an infection coming on, or what you need to do about it and that sort of thing, because Sean does have Lyme disease. And so he knows all about it. And that's going to be a really good class for you, too. If you've ever camped in Florida, you've had ticks. And that's good information that you guys are going to want to be there for that class. Now, our buddy Ken Barrett from South Georgia Budget Bushcraft. South Georgia Budget Bushcraft guys are just what the name says. They like to do a lot of budget gear, so they make a lot of their own stuff. And like they have on their Facebook page, they have a thing where it's like fix or repair or build gear, and they actually talk about like, oh, I made this out of this, and just that sort of thing. And so Ken's going to be coming, and he's going to be doing a DIY turtle dog stand for us. And if you don't know what that is, a turtle dog stand is basically, it's a stand, it's a tripod stand you can put together, and you can put one on either end, and it gives you something to hook your hammock to and still be able to hammock camp if you don't have trees. And those stands, if you buy them, can be very, very expensive. But Ken's going to teach you how to make one on a budget, and much, much cheaper than you can actually go buy one that's already pre-made. And, a lot of us just like to make our own gear anyway. I know I do. So that being the case, you're going to want to take that class from Ken. I think he's going to do a really good job with that class, and you'll get something good out of it. So go to that class. Who knows, you may end up making Am I boring you? Is that what it is?
She's yawning.
I think I'm boring Maddie. But that's going to be something that you guys are going to get something out of, and I think you're really going to enjoy that class. So, so next up we have Mr. Dave Canterbury is going to be coming and hanging out with us, and he's going to be teaching a class on cotton t-shirts and what you can do with a cotton t-shirt to help you survive. There's a lot of different things. He actually made a video on it a while back, and he's going to be coming and teaching that class to us personally. He's going to be standing in front of you teaching you a class, and we appreciate that so much. Also, the Self-Reliance Outfitter guys, there's going to be a couple of other guys that are going to be there, and they're going to set their booth up, and they will have stuff for sale. So if that's something you're interested in, I don't know why I did that. If that's something you're interested in, you definitely want to bring some cash, because like I said, the online payment stuff is tough there. So but we're very, very excited that Dave's going to be coming. And in the outdoor world, in the camping bushcraft world, Dave Canterbury is a big name. And when Dave reached out to us and asked us if we had room for him at Wyld Camp, I was blown away, guys. I really was blown away. So he's coming a long way, and I'd appreciate it when you guys see him to tell him thank you for coming to Wyld Camp. All of our instructors, tell them thank you for what they're doing to volunteer their time and stuff for Wyld Camp. And but yeah, make sure you tell Dave thank you for coming, and we hope we'll have him again in the future. But we truly appreciate Dave for coming down and bringing some stuff with him, and they're going to be throwing a couple little things in the raffle for us, so that'll be really cool. If you have wanted some Self-Reliance Outfitter stuff, you might get a chance to win it in the raffle. So I'm hoping I didn't miss anybody on my list. The last person I wanted to talk about is Miss Stephanie Beeson. So Stephanie was on Naked and Afraid this year. She was on this season of Naked and Afraid, and she survived. And we're really proud of Stephanie. And she actually came to Wyld Camp last year, and we kind of roped her into telling us a little bit about her Naked and Afraid experience. But she couldn't give us much information because she was kind of tied to not being able to tell it because it hadn't come out yet. But this year is a different story. Stephanie can tell us a little bit more about her experience on Naked and Afraid. And if you guys have some questions about that, by all means, you're going to want to be there to ask her those questions. I think that's going to be on Friday evening or Saturday evening. She's going to be sitting around, maybe around the bonfire or something like that. And we'll talk about the her Naked and Afraid experience and stuff like that. But also, and if I'm looking at it correctly, on Friday, Stephanie's going to be teaching a Wyld foraging class. So we really appreciate that, and that's something that we had a lot of requests for as well. A lot of people wanted to learn some, foraging and things like that, and to learn it from Stephanie, that just makes it even cooler. So that's something you're going to want to be there for. So Friday, the gates are going to open Friday at 8 a.m., right? Or 9 a.m.?
I don't remember.
I think the gates open at 8 a.m. on Friday, if I'm not mistaken.
9.
At 9. That's what I meant. At 9 a.m. on Friday, the gates open. So get there at 9 a.m. There's going to be check-in. I think I probably could have.
There are going to be check-in times.
There will be check-in times. So it won't be, Sarah's not going to be tied to the check-in the whole time. So as we get a little closer to Wyld Camp, you'll start getting emails with, class schedules, that sort of thing. And then, check-in times and more information and things like that. But, so the gate will open at 9 a.m. on Friday morning for those that want to get there early. So you get there on Friday morning at 9 a.m. You'll come in and do your check-in and set up your site. And then get, I think we're giving you enough time to get there early, get set up, and then the first class will be at 1 o'clock on Friday. So it'll be right after lunch. We didn't want to rush people. And we know, you get there, you get set up, you want to look around, check things out, and, say hey to people that you haven't seen in a while. So that first class on Friday will be at 1. So make sure you get there early, get set up if you don't want to miss those first few classes. But
you don't have to get there super early because there's plenty of space.
Yeah.
As far as setup goes.
Yeah, there's plenty of space, and space is a good thing to talk about too. So there is plenty of space. However, there is also limited space. So you can't come out there and set up, a acre wide camp. You're going to have to keep your camps condensed to an extent. We can't have you just come out there sprawling all over the place. And this is a primitive campsite, so it is tents, hammocks. The little tiny pull behind camper things are fine, but we can't have big campers and big trailers and stuff out there in RVs. We're not doing that. That's not what we do. If you overland and you have rooftop tents and stuff like that, by all means. And the little tiny campers, if they're, the little 5x8 tiny campers or whatever, those are fine, but it can't be, these big, huge pull behind campers. So, that's just how it is. That's what the event is. So, so Chris said, what time on Thursday? So for the folks that got, the VIP super supporter tickets, those tickets are sold out now. So if you didn't get it, sorry, those tickets are no longer available. But if you did get super supporter tickets, the gates open at 4 p.m. on Thursday. So that's as early as we can open the gates on Thursday. So 4 p.m. on Thursday, you can get there, come get set up. You get the first access to campsites and stuff like that. And then it'll be a smaller group of people camping. Thursday night, we'll all be able to get to hang out in a little bit tighter knit group. And the instructors can get there on Thursday night as well. And so if you want to meet some of those folks, you can, kind of mill around with them and have a little more one-on-one time with them if you got super supporter tickets. If you didn't, and we end up doing Wild Camp next year, that's always up in the air until after Wild Camp. But if you didn't get super supporter tickets this year, and you want them next year, you're going to have to jump on them because those tickets went fast.
Yeah, we just have a limited amount.
And they're limited for a reason. We don't want to offer that to everyone because we want to keep it as a special thing.
Mm-hmm. Well, and the whole reason it came about is because the venue is quite a bit more expensive than the previous venue, so those super supporter tickets help cover that cost.
Well, that, and the other reason that we do that is so we can open the gate early on Friday. So the whole goal is to be able to give you, 2 full days of camping there. And if we didn't have the Thursday night, we wouldn't be able to open the gates until 4 p.m. on Friday. Mm-hmm. And that doesn't work for us. That doesn't give you enough time. So we did the super supporter night, and we truly appreciate those folks. They actually are what really pays for the actual site. Super supporters really are what pays for the actual site. So we truly appreciate all of those folks.
She is snoring.
Is she?
Yeah.
She's knocked herself out here snoring. I have bored this puppy to death. So we were talking about the raffle earlier, and we have been very, very blessed to have some really awesome raffle sponsors. And you guys can't see it. I did have the camera where you could kind of see it, but over here to my side, on my left over here, there are boxes and boxes of raffle prizes. And we reached out to a lot of folks and asked them to, if they would want to join our Wild Camp raffle. And we had quite a few that actually reached out to us to join the raffle. And we truly, truly appreciate that. But I want to go ahead and kind of talk about our sponsors real quick. Element, the little drink packet, the salty drink packets. Element has been with us from the very beginning. And instead of sending, we'll send a few things to Element. Instead of sending a few things to give out, Element sent us enough of these that everybody that got a ticket will get a sample pack. And they also sent us some extra little goodies to give away as well. So we truly appreciate Element, and I use the heck out of this stuff when it's hot, we're sweating. I'll bring some of this stuff with me to camp and pass it out to some of the guys. And this stuff really helps you when you're sweaty and you're hot and you need some electrolytes. This stuff is really good. And Element has been awesome to us for Wild Camp, and we truly appreciate them for sending us the stuff and just really, really supporting supporting the event. Another big sponsor for the event is Tough Possum Gear. Tough Possum has been an awesome sponsor. Every year they send us some awesome stuff. This year, This year, Tough Possum sent us a couple of these Shackletons, and these things are unbelievably awesome. And they've got the strap to them. They've got pockets on the inside of them. They're really nice. They also come with some cool little Tough Possum Gear stickers. They sent us that. And then they sent us a few of these little belt pouch things. And these are really nice, guys. These are like expensive. These are not little cheap things. These are very expensive. And Jay Berry and the crew over there at Tough Possum are so generous, and we can't thank them enough. And every year they have been, it's like they try to top themselves.
Right.
Like, oh, we gave them this last year. Let's see what we can do this year.
He's like, oh, we can't send you as much this year. And then
he sends us that stuff that's unbelievable. So Jay Berry and Tough Possum, all those folks are great people. And if you don't win something from Tough Possum, you should buy some Tough Possum gear. I use it all the time.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of my stuff, my little bags, ditty bags, all that stuff are Tough Possum. My sit pad that I wasn't sure how often I would use it, but my sit pad I use all the time. Yeah, see, this is one of my little Tough Possum things here, and it's got my Writing the Rain book in it, my compass, and this is my little study bag here. I've got the Craig Caudill Wilderness Navigations book in there. So when I'm going out to just play in the outdoors and work on my wilderness navigation, I've got this little Tough Possum pouch, and this one's cool because it's got the Velcro on the back of it, so you can stick it. Actually, it might be inside that Shackleton where you can actually Velcro this inside there, but I'm not 100% sure about that. But Tough Possum has always been just great to us. This year, a new sponsor for us is Walhalla Hammocks. Jason is a great guy. I don't know where it's in one of these boxes. Jason is a great guy, and he sent us some really cool. Actually, I want to show you that. Sent us some really cool stuff because he's got some really cool patterns that they do. And see, I wasn't kidding when I said we got a bunch of stuff. That box is from Uberleben. They they sent us some awesome stuff too. So, oh, that's a whole box full of Sawyer stuff. Let's see. Over here, what do we got? Walhalla. There we go. So, Jason sent us these. This is like a little ground pad, but the material and the pad, I mean, the material design and everything is so cool. It's the hex cam, and I love this pattern on here. Very cool. So he sent us that, and then there's a matching like fanny pack that matches that. And then he also sent us this is another, just a little nice little bag here, and I mean, it's such good quality stuff.
All of it is very nice quality.
Yeah, it's very, very nice quality. So you guys are gonna, I don't know if we'll do this all as one lot or if we'll end up breaking them down and stuff like that. The other thing that we're gonna try to do, and I don't know what the best way to do it is, but we kind of want to make the raffle where it's not quite as stretched out and long as it was last year, because it was long. But we also want to give everybody as many options as they can to win stuff. So that's kind of a tough one to balance out there.
Because
did I miss something on here?
People are talking about the Walhalla.
Hey,
stuff.
Stitch.
Stitch is there.
Wade Haponsky, Element is great stuff, but with heart trouble, I can't drink much of it. You know, I didn't even think about that. I don't know, like the salts and stuff like that, with heart trouble. I don't know, you know, that's something you definitely want to be careful with. So, let's see. Chris said Ed and I got super supporter tickets. That's awesome. Let's see. Bodier, what are you talking about that you had to take it away? Oh, the price of the bag. So Bodier's talking about the Shackleton bag is $165 for that bag. And they sent us 2 of those. Plus the little hip bags. Unbelievably generous. Chris, I love Walhalla. Yeah, Jason's a great guy. They really, really nice stuff. Stitch said, sorry folks, YouTube and I are having a difference of opinion and YouTube is winning. Well, hang in there, buddy. Hang in there. Wade said, that kind of reminds me of Red Dawn camo and orange. Yeah, it's really cool stuff. Diesel Outdoors Excursion said, Jason built me a tarp for my cricket stand. He makes high quality stuff. I agree. And he is like exactly what he said. If there's something that you want, he can make it for you too. So there's the bongos for Sean. I knew it was coming. As soon as I seen Stitch, I knew it was coming. Wade Haponsky said, had it during the hurricane in Homosassa last year. Well, that's sorry to hear that. But let's see. So that was Walhalla. Old Town Cutlery. So Sarah wanted her first real bushcraft knife. She wanted her first real knife. So when we went to Georgia Bushcraft last year, the spring or fall last year?
We didn't go spring.
It must have been the fall year before. No, it was last year.
Yeah.
I think. Anyway, you guys know what I'm trying to say. Old Town Cutlery is the one that she finally nailed down and said, hey, I like this knife. And we went over there and looked at it. And as we talked to him about it, I was like, holy mackerel, that is our type of brand. Mm-hmm. So Old Town Cutlery has got this brand, and they are, it's their Yard Dog knives. And the reason that I like them so much is because they are 100% recycled. That's what he said.
Well, this is like a line.
Yeah, this is their
all that way.
Their line of knives. Well, no, not all of Old Town Cutlery, but all of the Yard Dog knives.
Well, yeah, the Yard Dog, the line that they have
are. These are all recycled material. So, and what I mean by that is the knives themselves, the blades on this the blade on this little knife is from the saw blades that they use to make the other knives. So they take the blades and they have them cut down and they make knives out of the blades. All of the handle material is cut-offs from the other handle material on their knives. The pins, the same thing. The pins are the cut-offs. So these are so cool. They've got the little Yard Dog logo on the handle. And this is the mutt. This is the smaller, almost neck knife size. But the thing, it's really sharp. And it comes with this nice little leather sheath. And I reached out to him and said, hey, we loved the knife. And it, like I said, it is, it's kind of our type of brand. The other thing was that they strived to make a knife or make knives in this brand that come out less than $100. So people that had, that really wanted a good quality knife but didn't want to spend $300 on a knife could find a knife that they could use. And so they made the Yard Dog knives. And these little Yard Dog mutts here, like he said even the, I think he said even the cardboard for these things are recycled. It's 100% made in the USA too. These Yard Dog mutts are $82.95. I mean, they're not cheap knives. They're really, really nice. But that was the whole goal, was to put out a really nice knife that would come in under $100, and they're fully recycled, made in America. And we truly appreciate them for for sending us these. And they also, along with those, sent a Band-Aid dispenser. So that'll tell you something about how sharp they are. But that was truly awesome of them. Wazoo Survival, they sent us a box of stuff, guys. A box of stuff. They sent us several of the little pendant necklaces. They sent us several of their little cash hats or cash caps, which these are cool. They got little pockets to hide stuff in. They sent us some of the little Wazoo fire starting cards are awesome. They gave us a couple of their bandanas, and these are really nice. So this one is the foraging bandana. So if you take the foraging class with Stephanie Beeson, you might want a foraging bandana. And this is an animal tracking bandana. So they were very generous for us. And we really appreciate them. They also sent some of the little Wazoo stickers. And, I mean, just, if you've ever had or any of the Wazoo stuff, you know that it's really nice stuff. Wazoo was very, very good to us. Speaking of, Grim Workshop. Grim's been great to us as well. I'll just do this. I poured some of it on the floor. But I know you guys might not be able to see that. But, like, this is what Grim Workshop did. I mean, I'll have to go along and pick this stuff up. They sent all of this stuff, guys. I mean, unbelievable stuff. This is the Fiberlight fire starter and stuff. A bunch of these little cash patches. This is something that people were asking for. They sent us, this is the Grim Escape dog tags. So if you, like handcuff keys, for you bad boys out there, got the handcuff keys. This is the, oh, well, isn't that, I mean, that works out perfect. This is the Dave Canterbury card. So, got the Dave Canterbury card on there. If you get this card, maybe you get Dave to sign it and take a picture with you or something. That'd be kind of cool. They sent us some of these little fireflies, which these are cool. It's you put it on your keychain and you can strike it to start a fire. Very cool. They sent us, this is the cordage micro tool. And I made, in one of my videos, I actually used the bigger dog tag, which I believe is here as well. I might have dropped it on the ground. To actually, I took a 20-ounce bottle and I stripped it down and actually used that as cordage to make a little chair for some boys at camp. And it turned out really cool. And that thing works really cool. So you guys are going to like that. But there's a bunch of these little cards. Like, Grim Workshop does not mess around, and they've been great to us ever since we've, met them, and they've been really, really good to us. So I've got a mess to clean up after we get done. They there's also in this kit somewhere, there's one of the little folding fire cards. Little folding stove cards. Yep. Here's another one of the micro tools. This is the Grim Lockpick card. So they really, really hooked it up for us, and we appreciate that. I know you guys are going to really enjoy that. Woo, about made a mess. So, have I missed any comments yet?
I'm kind of talking amongst themselves.
Oh, they're talking amongst themselves. That means Sean's just rambling and I'm losing them. one of the other things I'll show you real quick before we move on. This is the Grim playing cards. This is the hunting and trapping playing card set. That's really cool. And then they sent us this one. Let's see, I don't remember what these are or what this one is. Oh, this is the Navigator and Weather set playing cards. These are really cool, guys. I actually would like to have one of these myself, but alas, they go to someone else. Warbonnet sent us a really nice Warbonnet hat, a Warbonnet pack cover, and then for those of you who imbibe, a beer koozie. So really, really nice stuff. And you guys, if you know anything about Warbonnet, you know that their stuff is like high quality, really high quality stuff. I wasn't going to go through everything, but I guess I'm going through everything. Like I said before, Uberleben, when I had 50 subscribers, Uberleben sent me something to give out for my 50 subscriber giveaway, and they've been awesome to us. So they sent us a couple of these Stoker stoves to give away, the little folding stove. They sent us a couple of the nice kuxas. So if you guys have ever wanted one of these kuxas, I've got 2 Uberleben kuxas, and I love them both. They sent us a couple of the big ferro rods, and these are the big 3/8 ferro rods.
They're not treats.
These are not treats. I know it crinkled like a treat, but it's not a treat. But so they sent us a few of these, and you know, all of this stuff, guys, it's not cheap stuff. It's expensive stuff, and we couldn't be more thankful for this stuff. You guys are gonna win them with a raffle ticket. So back here I have another one of the sponsors that has always been good to us. Hanging High Hammocks. Trevor has never failed to send us something cool, and this year he sent us one of the new style of the REM hammock, and he also sent their tree hugger straps to go along with it. And so that's really, really cool. So if you're in the market for a hammock, or if you've never had a hammock and you wanted one, you might win one. So I think down here we got some P&W Bushcraft. P&W makes some super nice like the wax canvas stuff, oilskin type stuff, and they sent us some really, really nice stuff. So let me show you this real quick. I'm gonna wrap this thing up here in just a few minutes, so you guys bear with me. P&W sent one of these foraging bags, so you hook it to your belt, and then you can just flop it off of your belt and throw it in your bag. And it's really nice. The quality is super high on this stuff, but you fold it right back up. You got it on your belt, you fold it right back up, and you snap it, and then it's right up there on your belt, not in the way. They sent us one of these, and this is the I can't remember what it's called now, but it's like a little wallet. You can put knives in there or what have you in there, but it also has these snaps on there, so you can turn it into a organizer for your camp. So like when you get in your tent or whatever at night and you want to take the stuff out of your pockets and you don't want to lose it all, you take this thing and you fold it all up like the little bowl, and you put all your knife and your different things inside there. And I mean, just really, really nice quality stuff. And then on top of that, if those things weren't enough, look at this bucket. They sent us this bucket, a waxed canvas. This waxed canvas bucket that's got all the little pockets around the outside of it. So if you're foraging or if you're doing some little projects or something like that, that thing is really, really nice. So I know you guys are going to enjoy some P&W Bushcraft gear. And they sent us, like, I don't want to miss anything, but I know you guys are ready to get off of here. But this is like a trying to think what you call it. It's like a trade wallet or something, I think is what it's called. But you can put stuff in this side and in this side, and then you fold it up, or you could use this for a little food bag if you wanted to take a sandwich and stuff like that with you during the day. And then it's got the leather on it with the toggle. You just reach around, push your toggle through, and voila, Bob's your uncle. You got a little food pouch. Then this, I don't remember what they call this, but it's a little, just a small little pouch.
It's like a utensil holder.
A little utensil holder, thank you. But it snaps too, so you're not going to lose it. And then they sent us one of the bigger, this is the bigger version of the little bowl that I showed you earlier.
EDC travel tray.
The EDC travel tray, but check this one out. Check this one out. This one is really, really nice. And the same thing, you just snap these corners together. And like, look at that. That is so cool. And one of the things I love about P&W Bushcraft, if you don't follow them on Instagram, you should, because they have like this Make It Monday thing. And so they actually, Miss Heather will get on there on Instagram, and she'll say, hey, I've got this material in this type of wax canvas. I'm making this type of product. Do you like this material with it or that material with it? And when she gets the right amount of people, talking about it, then she'll pick it, and that's what she'll make it out of. So really, really cool. She also sent us these little patches. A little bushcraft gnome. I could be this guy. I could be this little bushcraft gnome for Halloween. But this little patch. There's another, the Death Bunny. Here's another one of the bigger Death Bunny patches. So again, this is very high-end stuff. So we are truly, truly thankful for all the stuff that they sent us. And the last thing I think that we've got tonight now, Crystal Creek Gear is sending us some of their little fishing kits, which are really nice too. And so those will be in the raffle as well. They haven't gotten here yet. But Sawyer sent us some of the Picardin, Promethean, that sort of thing, that they, have sent us in the past, which is really nice. But they also, this year, they sent us a 2-pack of the little Sawyer filters. Actually, they sent 2 of those, so that's awesome. A bunch of Promethean, but this is one of the things that they sent. And they sent one for me to use as well, and I have really been enjoying it. So they sent the Sawyer Squeeze, but it comes with the water filtration bag, and it's the CNOC or knock bag. It's a 2-liter bladder that you add to the filter, and you can filter the water as you need it. with the bag, and these bags are really, really nice. They're heavy duty, and I've used mine quite a bit since I got it. It works great, and I love the thing. I think you guys are gonna love it too. So I have run my mouth, showed you all the stuff. I have held you longer than I thought I was gonna hold you. Um, did we have any questions that we didn't answer while I was running my mouth?
Paula is gonna bring us some stuff to help with dinner, which will
Oh,
be great.
very, very good. Thank you.
And Matt Barwick said the message is buy more raffle tickets. You can't win if you don't play.
That's right. And the raffle tickets really help us too, because that's the other thing. Dinner, we provide the dinner, but it is very expensive, and like very expensive, more expensive than I thought it was going to be. With once you get to this many people, but I had the crazy idea one time that we were going to do pulled pork. I was going to do Boston butts until I started thinking about how many Boston butts it would take to feed, 150, 200 people. So decided against that. But we're doing taco bar, and it's still just as delicious. So, but it's still very expensive. And the raffle, the the tickets that you guys buy for the raffle and these raffle prizes, that really helps us recoup the cost for the dinner and that sort of thing. So it's all built in there. It's a tight what's the word I'm looking for? Like there's a tight margin of whether or not we're going to end up not making or end up with it coming out of our pockets and not making any money. There's really kind of a tight margin there. So
we would like for it to pay for itself.
Yeah, that's the goal, is for it to pay for itself.
Again, until you make me a paid employee.
But anything that we do make that doesn't get used up with Wyld Camp gets put right back into the channel for new gear, trips, filming equipment. I have just decided that I need a different camera now. I'm having an issue with my camera, and I want to get something a little different to kind of resolve that problem. So that's on my list of things. But all the money that doesn't get used for the event goes back into the channel. So I think we have pushed everyone about as far as I can push them. Justin said, I wonder if the credit union would consider raffle tickets a valid reason for a new loan. You don't know if you don't try. You don't know if you don't try. Wade said, I was really looking forward to coming to camp this time, but I might have to go to Canaveral with Civil Air Patrol that week, unfortunately. Well, I would love to have you make it, but we understand too that everybody has other things going on, and sometimes things just come up and you can't make it. But we would definitely love to have you if you do get a chance to make it. So how do you pronounce this one? This is Moom.
That's Paula.
Is that Paula?
Yeah.
Okay. And then I see Mick Graham on here. I'm trying to go back and catch the ones that I missed. Appreciate you all coming on here. MD, I can never say this. MD Gons 66, and I know that I know you, and I can't remember your name. And I apologize for that. If you'll remind me real quick. But Stitch said, cheers to Wade, Tony, Alpine, and I were there. Went there when we were here 2 years ago. Let's see. It's Moo. Let's see.
Moo Cubed.
Moo Cubed. I got it. Moo. Maria. That's who. The MD Gons 66 is Maria. I know that you've told me before, and I apologize for that. So, Bodier said it was the EDC travel tray. So, All right, we are at 9:30 now. We've been on here for an hour and a half. That might be our longest live stream ever that we weren't doing shots for. Wade said, if I don't see you there, maybe I'll see you after Mark P talks to you tomorrow. Well, we hopefully I'll get to see you around somewhere, buddy. That'd be cool. I do have a trip planned this weekend. We're going to be making a cool video for you for next week, so you guys look out for that. Does anybody have any questions on here that we didn't answer? I hope I pretty much covered everything. Let's see. We do Tiny Camper Company is supposed to be coming out and setting up a tiny camper and doing a demo of their little tiny camper. And I sent an email to him just to follow up and make sure. He told me specifically that he would love to come and all that. And but I sent him an email and I haven't heard back from him yet. So I'm hoping that still goes through. But I know they are very busy. He said that they wanted to come, but he also told me that the following day they were going to California for whatever, I can't even remember the name of the event out there, but they're SEMA. They're actually going to SEMA the day after Wild Camp, I believe. So that definitely takes precedence. So maybe they won't make it, but I'm hoping that they will make it. So I think I pretty much covered everything I wanted to cover. And I appreciate you guys so much for joining us tonight and joining us for the chat and all the likes, you guys. Really killed it for us tonight. And this might have been the most people we've had in the chat since we've started doing this. We don't really do a lot of live streaming and the chats and stuff like that. I don't really do very good at it. So I appreciate you guys sticking here with us. And I hope that everything sounded good. And if so, maybe we got it nailed down and we can kind of do a few more of them. So I appreciate you guys so much. You got anything else before we sign off? No? You tired?
Mm-hmm.
Been a long day. We appreciate you guys so much, and we will see you next Thursday night. If we don't see you between now and Wild Camp, which I don't know why you wouldn't watch the videos, but hopefully we'll see you at Wild Camp if nothing else. Appreciate you guys so much. Yep, Greg said give a thumbs up. Thanks, everyone.